Yo, what's going on, gang? Today we got Season 2 Reloaded. I got patch notes, man. This is going to be Warzone, nerfs, and buffs. We're looking for that new meta. I'm excited to see what kind of weapon balances they've actually made, like the changes. Hopefully it's a pretty substantial list, but we're going to go through. So we got the AK-47. We actually got a big buff, it looks like. We got a solid single piece of damage on the minimum damage. Medium and maximum damage didn't change. It's going to be the minimum damage. And that range is actually raised up to 86. Not a huge buff, but enough to make a little bit of a difference. Just a little more consistent. The Cypher 091 looks like it got a substantial buff. Minimum damage 33 to 35. They didn't touch medium or maximum as well. But they did increase the damage range. So minimum damage range is now going to be 71 meters, as maximum damage range is going to be, what, 50.4 meters? That looks backward. I guess, well, no, minimum damage range, so it'd be the furthest to maximum, obviously closer. All right, anyways, makes sense. So definitely notice more consistency. 33 to 35 actually makes a difference. Like, it makes a pretty big difference. So I feel like that's going to make a pretty big jump. The Krig got a buff as well, but only on the ranges. So it looks like they're trying to like reach out and touch a little further. They want the ARs to actually play like ARs and have like this more of a beam factor. It's looking like. I mean, you got to think Modern Warfare 2019 M4 200 meters iron sights. I mean, crazy. Model L, let's see, maximum damage range, we got 35, so it's actually nerfed. Down, damage was buffed. Minimum damage range buffed. So, like, I hate how they word that. So basically, like, your further shots are going to do more damage now, but it's going to be a way lower range. It's actually by almost 20 meters, so it's a pretty big nerf for the Model L. I wouldn't say it balances out. We have the XM4. We got another range nerf at distance. So I guess they're like, I don't know why they're only focusing with damage ranges at distances. I mean, that makes sense to me. But anyways, so the XM4 at range now is going to be duty. Anything past 48 meters, this thing is buns, which is crazy. The GPR 91, let's see. Vertical recoil penalty reduced from 55 to 40, huge. Let's see. Horizontal penalty reduced from 25 to 20. Rapid fire horizontal penalty increased from 25 to 30. Still laser beam, absolute laser beam. C9, we got a nerf on this. It looks like they just touched range. They actually didn't touch damage. I'm kind of shocked by that. It wasn't like super broken, but it was definitely top tier. But yeah, got a range adjustment by a meter, not even a full meter. So it went from 13 to 12.1. Medium damage, we're looking at 13.24, so we'll just call it 24. We'll call it by the last number, 24 to 22.8. And then the furthest possible shot being 22.8. So it looks like at 22.8 you're gonna cap out. I don't understand right here. I mean, it gives you a variable rate right here for medium damage. Okay, all right. This is where COD's losing me, gang. This is it. I'm glad they did this in the patch notes. Look, medium damage range 1, medium damage range 2, all right? Okay, so at medium, and they're saying none, like on the update, you know, like, so the 1, medium range 1 is going to be the damage. The fact that they made a medium 1 and a medium 2 is crazy talk. Why would they put that in patch notes? So medium damage range 1 is 31, okay? And the maximum range for medium damage is 22.8. The furthest distance is 22.8. It's the exact same, and it's claiming you'll only do 26 damage. How does that work? Can Call of Duty explain that to me? That's the same distance, 22.8, 22.8. Up here it says at 22.8 meters at the peak, from 12.1 to 22.8, you're doing 31 damage. You go down just a little bit, gang. It says right here, 22.8, 26. I get the greater than symbols there, but just in the same, it's too close of a margin. Like, why would you put that like that in a patch note? Like, it literally is laid out medium range 1, medium range 2, So vague. I miss patch notes where they actually just specified it in lines, like right here, like lines right here. Medium damage range 2 removed. So why would you even keep it in the graph? Like COD wants to talk about fixing bugs. Like, oh, we're fixing bugs. We're trying to fix UI. We want to make it accessible. Then take this column out. Or whatever you want to call it. Take it out, man. That's crazy. You literally put medium damage range 2 in here, a little patch note, like a little hot note right here, and then put medium damage range 2 removed. How do you expect a simpleton to come in here and understand this graph? Like really, like that. So crazy, man. Bullet velocity decrease on it. We went from 570 to 540. SMG, it'll make a little bit of an impact, but nothing too crazy. Compact, let's see. We got a range buff, man. We went to 13.2, so maximum and medium. So our close range shots with the compact got a little bit further. So we're gonna be dealing 25 damage at 13.25, which will make that's a noticeable difference. 3 meters in Warzone actually is pretty noticeable when you're playing CQB. So I definitely think that's a solid buff. Compact got a nice buff. The Bison, the 919. Let's see, nerf, across the board nerf, damage nerfs, range nerfs. All right. LMGs. I'm surprised that these are even slightly getting a buff considering they just had belt-fed magazines. Okay, got range buffs, and it looks like it got damage buffs at the furthest distances. The Fang 22, let's see, we got a pre-fire delay. Improvise from 55 milliseconds to 25. Slide to fire improved from 410 to 380. Dive to fire improved from 490 to 460. Aim down sight speed improved 400 to 370. Movement speed from 4.6 meters per second to 4.7. That's not noticeable. Crouch movement speed improved from 2.1 to 4.3. Now we're talking. Sprint movement speed, let's see, 6.1 to 6.3. We're talking small fries. ADS movement improved from 2.5 to 2.7. All right, so really the crouch movement got a nice buff. AEK on the marksman rifles buffed all around the table. Damage at closer range, so like, I mean, 26 is kind of crazy. 26 to 48 meters up close. Like, why not just use this as your main AR? That's not bad at all. The 48 meters, that's not bad at all. Holding 26. Okay. It's crazy, like, on the marksman rifle, you know, like, your highest damage margin is at the same almost as your ARs on their furthest. I mean, let's see. Well, maybe not. No, I'm mistaken. Definitely mistaken. No, we got 50 meters and like 42 damage. Okay, all right. Enough chomping there. I'll accept defeat. Let's see. SWAT 556. Burst delay reduced from 250 to 220. Okay. Rapid fire burst delay reduced from 200 to 170. That's pretty noticeable. Like that, you'll notice that with the SWAT. That makes the SWAT more viable for sure. I could definitely see maybe I wouldn't say in top tier contention, but maybe better off the ground for sure. The Sarkov 762, small improvement to shot queuing to help prevent accidental follow-up shots when spamming the trigger. That's nice. Basically like the delay. Like when you're spamming the trigger, the gun's like trying to keep up with, like the game's trying to keep up with how many times you pull the trigger essentially. It's obviously you're not going to pull it like 20 times and then let go. It's going to shoot 20 more, but you might get like an accidental round after that, you know? Like that's why they call it shot queuing. Like, you know, you rapidly pull it 8 times and you're done, but it still lets off a round. It's like the game's trying to render that shot because it's in the queue. So that's actually a bug fix. That's a solid fix. That's nice. SVD, let's see. Damage up to 100. Minimum damage at the furthest range. Was 100 or 90 and up to 100. That's nice. That's solid. That's not bad at all. And the bullet velocity got increased as well from 870 to 890. That's not technically hit scan, but close enough. I mean, it's getting somewhere. Like you won't notice at 55 meters. It's hit scan. Let's see, baseball bat lunge distance increased by 6%, up to 1.8 meters. Solid. Snow Commando Pro, but it's gas. Let's see, it's more than the knife. Lunge distance increased by 4%, up to 1.3 meters. Power drill 1.7, that got a 47% lunge increase. That's crazy. Underbarrel crossbow increased ammo count by 1. ADS zoom level increased projectile velocity and reduced initial vertical velocity. Reduces cases of overshooting targets in close range situations. It makes it easier to hit targets. You know, when you shoot it like a crossbow, they have arc. Like, you know, obviously the arrow, like, it's gonna lose speed quick. Those fletchings, you know, have drag, so it's, you shoot and you have this heavy arc. So you'll see, like, they sight it in for a certain range, so it goes up, so it can kind of hit 0 on the target. So that's kind of what they're saying right here with, like, vertical velocity. So when you go to shoot it, it's not like coming off at this upward angle. It's going to come out more on plane rather than coming here, so it's not zeroed for a further distance. That's a good bug fix. It looks like there was some like miscellaneous, all kinds of different stuff, which is nice. They added some stuff up top. This is really kind of in play with like the Ninja Turtles event. We kind of covered this yesterday. The belt fed attachments for LMGs, we talked about that as well. Reduced idle sway on all Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 weapons. Just like a tidbit, I feel like this right here, this chunk, I'll just highlight it. If I can just highlight this little bit, would be great. This is the reason why this game's so bad. Like, why Warzone is so hard to keep up with, because there's too many guns. They kept all these guns to try to appease people, like, oh, we bought skins. Like, who cares, man? They kept it, and now we have all these problems because they're having to not put all their love and affection to all the new shiny stuff. They're having to pay attention to all the duty, the old, like the crumb. So it's a little frustrating that they're not able to put all their TLC, you know, into BO6 guns, but it is what it is. It looks like they had to reduce idle sway to keep them relevant. High velocity ammo got a velocity benefit from 25 to 25%. 20 to 25, let's see. Low grain gun kick increased 5 to 12. High grain ammo removed gun kick and recoil penalty. Round nose added 8% bullet velocity, nice. And removed damage range penalty. And then mono, let's see, bullet velocity increased from 8% to 12. Our goal here was to improve penalties from the most used Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 ammo types to make them less of a trade-off to take. So basically just try to keep these guns relevant. I'm sure that's a struggle. It's gotta be. I mean, you gotta think, like, BO6 guns were made for BO6, you know, like the other guns were not. It's hard to keep that all relevant in the mix. Low profile. This is the new perk. We got increased movement speed while crouching prone. Enemies you kill will not display death markers for their allies. Grants a slight movement speed increase when downed. Can be unlocked with the Clover Craze event on March 13th. Pretty neat. Doesn't look too crazy. I mean, we had pretty solid patch notes in terms of like weapon nerfs and buffs. Nothing crazy though. We're definitely gonna see like definitive hardcore meta. Everyone's gonna be rocking the same 2 guns for a little while. But it's a collective effort. If they did weapon updates like they did in Modern Warfare 2019, where we saw like these weekly, like every week, maybe every 2 weeks, we had these updates coming through. It kept guns more relevant. It actually kept the pool moving around, the weapon pool, to where we saw a more fresh game. Again, that's what we got for today, man. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit the sub, crush the like, catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get a game.